The Highlight Zone with Wayne 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
Mike, just one.
It's a victory win. Victory win.
Biggest stage, nothing more you can ask for in Indiana.
This is our biggest game of the season. It's our biggest rival. We're just excited to get after it.
On the board, predator, never been a settlor. Here to take over, you can see we a better force.
We just need to be ready to take those ups and downs.
Whoever comes out and plays the hardest will come out on top.
When they have a good game, it's tough to beat them. Obviously got to shut them down.
Well, there may be love in the air with Valentine's Day this week, but you can bet Homestead and Carroll did not exchange flowers or a chocolate-filled heart or perhaps even social media pleasantries. Yeah, two rivals squaring off with the SAC title on the line, and Andy McDonald joins us with your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Andy.
Hey, thank you, Glenn. It's a rivalry that doesn't need a whole lot of extra juice, but tonight it certainly had some. For the third time in the last 4 years, the SAC championship, it comes down to Homestead versus Carroll. Homestead at Carroll. It's your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. A win by Carroll, and they finished 8-1 in conference. They'd win their second straight conference title. Meanwhile, Homestead created a three-way tie with a win and a loss by the Bruins against Dwenger. Slow start for both sides. Daniel Money McKeeman knocks down the triple. On the other end, Luke Goody. Yeah, he gets to the rim, the hoop, and the harm at 17-17 at half. Third quarter belonged to Carroll. McKeeman, he was held to just 8 points on the night, but he gets that one to go. And then Richie Gross, the steal, gets it ahead to David Edja. The finish for the Chargers senior. It's 27-23, but the Spartans staying within reach. End of the third. Foreshadowing maybe. Zach Kruger pull up baseline, beats the buzzer. Carroll up by 2 heading into the fourth quarter. Same margin now, less than a minute to play. Xavier Overstreet for Homestead. Ice water running through that senior's veins. Down 1 to up 1. Down 2 to up 1, 34-33. 30 ticks left. Edja driving to the rim. He's fouled. Heading to the charity stripe. The Charger senior misses the first and then the second one to tie this game with 24 seconds on the clock. It would roll on home. No timeout needed for Homestead. The ball in the point guard's hands. Kruger, Jordan over Elo. Baseline, it goes. The Spartans win 37-34 to keep their hopes alive for a share of the conference title.
I asked him if I could get it, and he let me, and I just, went from there. I had confidence in myself, and thankfully it went in.
What did it feel like leaving your hand?
It felt good. It did feel good.
But to be able to step up and say, he wants the ball, I give him a lot of credit for being able to say that. Again, just a great ball game. Proud of our kids.
Coach just preached to us, keep fighting. You never know what's going to happen. In the locker room after that Northrop loss, he actually told us what could happen exactly, and it exactly did happen. We just kept battling as a team, stick to coach's plan, and played how we know how to play.
The Carroll, they wrap up the regular season with North Central tomorrow and Warsaw next Friday. Homestead still has Jay County, DeKalb, and Norwell left. Glenn, back to you.
Kruger channeling his inner Taj Curry. Now that set up this. If Northrop beats Dwenger, they win the SAC outright. If Northrop loses, it's a three-way tie for the title between Northrop, Carroll, and Homestead. All would finish 7-2 in league play. Second quarter, Dwenger trying to make things real interesting. They were up 5 after 1. That was Brendan Lytle over Sidney Curry. Then Hayden Smithy, the senior, had 16. He punches it, and the Saints feeling good. Up by 2 at the half. Third quarter, Curry, this man is a walking putback dunk. 18 points, 14 rebounds. And, things getting real interesting. Dwenger, a huge third quarter. Russ Sordelet with the and one. The Saints up by 12. Bruins fight back with defense. Tanoa Ridley, steal and score. Northrop down just 2 heading into the fourth, but that quarter was taken over by Smithy, the senior, as Dwenger goes on to win 62-49. Now, what does it mean for the SAC title? It means Northrop, Carroll, and Homestead make it a 3-way tie for the conference championship.
We wanted this game bad, so just to tie it at first place is still a big accomplishment for us. We're going to keep working. We wanted this game bad, but we're going to keep working.
And that's what we told the kids, hey, you know what? This is done with. We at least tied as co-champions. Now we got to start thinking about sectional.
Dwenger, we're going to come out. We're going to start playing our best basketball towards the end of the year, get all the kinks out and stuff. This senior night, really emotional. 7 of us. Feels great to get a win.
Yeah, it goes three ways, but that's the first SAC title since 1988 for the Bruins. Let's move on now to Snyder at Southside. This is a packed house. Panthers junior Dylan Duff, he went off for just 40 points last week. First quarter, Duff, 2 of his 12 down low. Then it's the super soft Michael Ealy on the inbound, 2 of his 10. Snyder out to an early 6-point lead. Later, it's South going to Amari Hall with the bucket. Then you're going to see J.T. Langston Jr. with the stuff here. The Twin Towers from Southside doing it and feeling good about it. Snyder's Duff would come up with the reverse here, but it was young Mr. Mitchell for Southside that was the X factor in this game. You're going to see Mitchell cruising here for 2 of his game-high 18 as Southside wins a good one over the Panthers, 65-53. At Wayne Manor, yeah, the big guy, Darius Alexander, signed to play football at Toledo earlier this week. Big shout out to DA, leading the Generals against Concordia. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes to go. It's Craig Young feeling his oats. 2 of his 28. Later, watch Wayne break the press here unselfishly. Shaw Farrell with the and one. The lefty gets it to go. And Concordia coach Phil Brackman can feel this one slipping away at Wayne. Young with the high-flying finish here. Woo! They are going to love him in Columbus when he takes the football field for the Buckeyes. So athletic as Wayne wins it 60-48. Final stop in the SAC, both Northside and Bishop Luers 0-8 in conference coming in. So somebody going to leave with a win tonight. Someone would be 0 for the SAC, though. Second quarter, Trevion Braden makes it 22-15 Northside. Then it's Trayshawn Scholes with the reversal of fortunes. The Legends up double digits, up 11. Luers going inside, 6'6" junior John Peterson with a little baby hook right there. And then it's the guy that's been running the show all season long for Luers, Nayland Thompson, in the lane for a deuce. But you'll see Braden come up with the pilfer and pair here for Gary Andrews' team. However, it's Northside falling at Luers 70-66. Well, that does it for the SAC, but coming up after the break, we're not only going to head outside of the city, we're going to head outside the state. Over in Hicksville, the Aces, one of the top Division IV teams in the entire Buckeye State. Hicksville hosting rival Wayne Trace, winner taking home the conference title. Down in Bonito, Blackford sensation Luke Brown leading the state in scoring at 37 a game. How would he fare against Southern Wells? And a Keon Brooks sighting in the highlight zone? You betcha. Keon leading the #1 team in the country against Culver. All that and more coming up in the zone.
Are you ready for more highlights? Stay tuned for the highlight zone.
We are the Wayne Trace Raiders, and we are raiding the highlight zone.
They certainly are. Admittedly, we don't get over to Ohio very often during the basketball season, but when we do, you better believe it is a big game. The Hicksville Aces came into the night ranked in the top 10 of Ohio's Division IV state poll. A win tonight, and the Aces would finish 7-0 in conference and clinch the Green Meadows Conference title outright. Wayne Trace, no slouch, they came in at 5-1, and they could tie for the conference title with a win. That was Travian Tunis for Hicksville with the layup, but Wayne Trace up by 1, 28-27 in the third. Chase Vining to Josiah Linder with the layup for Wayne Trace. They lead 32-27, and they are pretty excited, trying to win one on the road. Tunis to Michael Myers. He had a big game. Gets the bucket right there, but it's 41-38 Wayne Trace. Late fourth quarter, this basket from Reed Miller would take us to overtime. We're tied at 56 after that bucket, and we go to OT. Now, in OT, you're going to see Hicksville work the basketball. Dylan Early to Michael Myers. That's a bucket, but this game was won at the free throw stripe, and it was won by Wayne Trace. Miller, the free throw, ice water in his veins, and yeah, they can celebrate. Wayne Trace goes into Hicksville and wins 67-62 in overtime. They'll share the conference crown.
We knew it'd be a battle because it was for GMC title to share it at least. and we know that we could give them a real battle. And then even though we lost our first conference game, we weren't out of it. We wanted it back really bad to get that repeat.
Well, for our seniors, this has been it's our 7th conference in a row, and they kept saying they're not going to let it down. We're not going to break that streak for the conference. So to come in here against the 7th or 8th or 9th ranked team in the state, I think that's fantastic for our seniors. Real happy for them.
Man, if they're all like that, we should go to Ohio more often. Hey, last Friday night here on the Zone, you saw East Noble lock up its 2nd straight Northeast State title. They were trying to keep that mojo going against Wawasee. Ali step back 3. East Noble up by 4 in the first quarter. Wawasee trying to counter. It's Austin Miller with the deuce. But East Noble, when Ali wasn't on, they had the big guy, 6'6" senior Brent Cox working it down low with the putback there. Then it's Nate Dixon. Corner 3, good. East Noble out to a 7-point lead. Wawasee's Bennett Hofert with the bucket there, but you're going to keep your eyes on the ball here. Ali, the steal. Around the back, and are you kidding me with the slam? What a play from the senior. East Noble wins 42-36. Only 8.5 miles separate Heritage from New Haven. The Patriots making the short drive to Armstrong Arena. First quarter action, Thomas Latham leads it to Deontay Causey for 2. Second quarter action, it's the Patriots. Jaden Harris open for 3, and Heritage out to a 27-18 lead. Then check this out. Alec Burton looking for Cameron Mitchell, and Mitchell hanging out above the rim. The alley-oop from the Patriots. But later, it's Demarie Dial, and he is dialing from long distance. Get a hand up. New Haven wins it 61-56 over rival Heritage. At the Tigers Den, Belmont looking for its 12th win of the year. The Braves facing the host Tigers. Start of the third quarter. Belmont up 31-21, make it 33-21. Cade Felling for Belmont had himself a night. He had a game-high 18 points. Bluffton answering Jonathan Irwin. He nails the 3 to cut into that Belmont lead. But you're going to see Felling do it again, much to the chagrin of that Bluffton fan right there. Felling, bucket down low as Belmont wins at Bluffton 57-48. A rivalry renewed up in Waterloo. County bragging rights on the line. We're talking DeKalb hosting Garrett. Third quarter is where we pick it up. Then we pick it up with Cole Richmond driving, and Cole Richmond with a nice little scoop in there for the bucket. DeKalb leading this one 35-18. Kyle Dunham, what doesn't he do athletically? Off the back of the defender and in. Beautiful basket. DeKalb up 37-18. Rod Cohn had to love it. Later, Caleb Nixon has been doing it all season for the Barons. He drains the 3. It's a 22-point DeKalb lead. You're going to see Garrett cut into that lead here with Paxton Hefty for 2. But it wouldn't be enough as DeKalb gets county bragging rights with a 74-42 win. Moving along, we're talking about Eastside up in Butler. Eastside's Alex Yoder right there. Set a school record with 41 points in a game earlier this month. The Blazers looking for another big night against Angola. Speaking of big nights, Joel Knox, he had 13. That would lead Angola as they led early. Then it's Luke Honer. Remember, had that big play against Northwood in football this season in the playoffs. Angola up by 5 early on. You're going to see Eastside's Chase France come up with the pilfer and the pair. But it's Angola winning in Butler tonight by a final of 44-41. In Ligonier, West Noble taking on Hamilton. The Chargers led by this guy, interim head coach Galen Mast. Third quarter action, Marco Stanocic with the layup. He had 15 for Hamilton. Then you're going to see Thomas Barnes sneaking out and laying it in. That might be Mr. Cool, though. Third quarter action, you're going to see Drew Miller. He had 14. Bucket inside for West Noble, but the guy who had the big night was this one. Trevor Franklin for 3. He had 32 points, and West Noble beats Hamilton 82-64. Packed house at the Raider Dome. They were there to see Blackford super sophomore Luke Brown right there. Brown leading the state in scoring 37 points a game. He could challenge Damon Bailey when it's all said and done. First quarter, that's Brown for 2 as Blackford up early. Southern Wells responding with Craig Roush. Roush from the outside nails the 3. It's Southern Wells up by 1. You saw Roush with the outside game. Then you'll see him with the inside game as he drives it in for 2. Southern Wells still up 1, but Luke Brown man, he is just a one-man wrecking crew. The sophomore had 34 points as Blackford escapes Pinedo with a 65-59 win. Last up, the first Keon Brooks sighting of the Highlight Zone this season. Brooks playing his senior season at La Lumiere, a prep school in LaPorte. They're ranked #1 in the country, and they played at Culver Academy tonight. Keon with the jumper right there in the first. Then you're going to see Culver's Ethan Britton Watts. This would beat the halftime buzzer. This game goes into overtime, but who else but Keon Brooks nails the game-winning free throw in OT as La Lumiere wins 46-45. We got comments and your Highlight Zone play of the week up next.
We're the New Haven Bulldogs. The play of the week is next. You're watching the Highlight Zone.
Hey, it's Stephanie and Dreamer from Kosciuszko County Community Foundation coming at you from Wawasee High School's basketball game. Stay tuned for tonight's play of the week.
No better way to intro it. And you know what? No better way to win a conference championship than on a last-second bucket. Zach Kruger for Homestead spells his name Z-A-K because he's so quick. Yeah, the C can't keep up with him. Kruger nails it with 1.2 seconds left, and that creates a Homestead Carroll Northrop three-way SAC championship. Congratulations to Zach and the Spartans. That is your play of the week. From hoops to hockey, after 4 straight games on the road, the Comets back at the friendly confines of War Memorial Coliseum, and Cody Soul making his home in the Adirondack Thunder's face. Yeah, Cody Soul throwing down. Later in the third, you'll see Mason Baptista with the goal. It would not be enough. The Comets lose this one by a final of 8-2. And we end tonight, unfortunately, on a sad note. Gary Scott, former Norwell football coach, Indiana Football Hall of Famer, passed away at the age of 76. Gary, our thoughts and prayers are with your family. That does it for this week's Highlight Zone. We'll see you next Friday.